everyone, it's Sue here from Scrappy Doo Sue. How are you doing? How is everyone? Welcome back to my channel, any returning subscribers, and welcome, very big welcome to any new subscribers. As you know, I'm growing my channel, and I do appreciate all your support. So, you know, if you happened on my channel by accident, then, you know, I would be very grateful if you would subscribe and hit that bell so that you get notifications of any new videos, and like and comment, you know, even if it's a criticism or you think I could do something better. I value all comments, obviously. You know, I do get one or two comments, and I think, oh gosh, who's that? And it's like a spam thing. I don't quite know how they get in, but I've had one or two of those, so I'm not sure. I just delete them immediately now. I kind of can, because I kind of sort of say .vom or something like that, so I tend to just delete them. Anyway, I thought today, as it's a new year, and I'm currently doing my Scrapbook folio series, and I'm also doing Marguerite Miller's 52-week collage challenge volume 2 for 2022 series. I did have a Let's Make Ephemera series last year, and I probably will continue that on and off this year, but it's not going to be specifically a regular thing every week. So what I decided was I'd quite like to give a shout out to some of the people I subscribe to and some of the things they make. So I thought my Let's Make Ephemera series, I'm going to sort of turn it into something else maybe. So to start with, I never joined in with Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodar's Mass Makes. I know she's revisited though. She's gone right the way through, and she's kind of going over some again. And I caught one the other day, and I really, really liked it. And I thought, right, I'm going to do that today. So today we're doing Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodar's Mass Makes number 124, and it's called A Triple Stagger Booklet. So I haven't made a prototype. I thought we'd just get on and make it. So what you need is kind of an A4 size piece of paper. So A4, so for instance, I've got actually this is a piece of out of one of Tina's kits. Now I've forgotten what it's called. I have to think about that, but it's an odd page because I've used the kit and I just got odds and ends left over, and it has to be quite thick paper but not too thick. So normal thin copy paper, so my copy paper tends to be about 80 or 90 GSM, and it is quite thin. I think Tina uses something like 100. I haven't actually bought any that weight yet, but I thought I'll pick out all the pieces that I can find that are kind of, you know, quite robust but not too thick. So you don't want anything that's like 190, 100. I don't think you'd want anything over 150, 60 GSM. So I've got a piece of coffee dyed paper here, which is quite thick. I have got some bits out of my stash. I have no idea where these came from, but what you want is you can use any papers you like in that kind of weight, as long as one side is either coffee or tea stained or coloured some other way, or has a pattern on it where you can still journal. So for instance, this one is plain on the back, so you want something like that really. So again, this one I would probably use that as the front and that as the journaling side, and these are A4. So let me just measure these. Oh gosh, so my ruler decided to jump out at me. So A4 I think is, let's do it in the inches first. A4 is just under 11 3/4 of an inch long in height, and width-wise is 8 1/4 inches, and so height wise in centimeters, A4 is 29.5 centimeters tall and just about 21 centimeters wide. So that's the sort of size you're looking at. Now I've just got random pieces, so as I say, this is out of the kit, so I'd have to take the border off. So, and this is also horizontal the way it's printed, so we'll do something with that. We'll maybe incorporate this, and I've also got some odd 12 by 12 sheets of scrapbook paper, and these are a lot thinner but not too thin, so I don't know, these probably are about 100 GSM, or this one anyway, so I thought that would be the front. So this is a sheet of 7 Gypsies postal collection, so that would be the front and that would be the journaling side. That's that one, and then this one, and we'll have to cut them down obviously. This one is out of Kaiser Craft and it's the Mismatch collection, so that would be the front, and then that would be the back inside for the journaling, and you'll see what I mean as we go on. So we'll start off by taking one of these. We'll just do one in, so okay, let me show you what I mean. So I'm just going to neaten that edge down there on that one. So I'm actually going to do it on here, even though it's too tall. But I'm just going to do it this way. So I'm not going to completely fold it. I'm just going to pop that bit under there, go to the top, and I'm just taking literally, so I'll line it up, taking a slither off to neaten that edge like that. Okay, and this one needs to be the same, so not sure if these, I don't know where these came from. I don't know. Sometimes when I go to craft shops, sometimes when I go to charity shops, I pick up craft paper like this. I pick up, people have, you know, donated stuff they don't want. Sometimes, once I went to charity shop and the lady on the desk said that this particular lady had got rid of all her craft stuff, so it had all gone into the charity shop. And then, you know, sometimes I pick up scrap pads and there might be just one page missing, and you know, it all helps, doesn't it, to mix and match. You know, if it's something, if obviously you like the decoration and the style of it, I wouldn't just buy any old thing for the sake of it, but you know, it's worth looking out, especially at car boots and things like that. In the UK, we'll start having car boot sales soon, and that's where it's a bit like a garage sale overseas, where you just get out all your stuff you don't want. You go along to a big field where they hold the car boots, you take your car, and literally that's why it's called the car boot. You open your boot, and you take a little table or a pasting table or something like that, set it up, empty your boot out with all your stuff that you want to get rid of, lay it all out and wait for people to come and have a look and browse and say, oh, how much for this and how much for that. It's quite good fun actually. So I haven't been to one for a long time, mainly due to COVID, but I quite fancy perhaps going to one or two this year in the summer, and having a look for some books and things like that, you know. That's kind of what I fancy doing. Anyway, let's get on. I'll do waffle on, don't I? Right, so this is the A4 piece, so we're going to fold it down lengthways, like so. Okay, and now Tina didn't measure. She's very good at cutting ad hoc. I'm not. I'm going to use my guillotine. I'm sorry, but I'm useless at cutting. So all you do, and there's no rhyme or reason to the side, is you cut it into 3. So you take your lengthways piece that's folded like that, and you're just going to cut it into 3. No particular size. If you want to be particular, then obviously measure it, divide it into 3 and do it that way. So you're going to have your 3 pieces like that, and you're going to need either you'll want to use your stapler. So I'll get mine out, my old stapler that the girls used to use when they were at home. I'm just looking because this has got some text in the background, so I'm kind of not sure. Maybe, so think about which side you want up. So obviously text, I know it's there, and I wouldn't like it to be upside down. So all you do is you're making these into pockets. Now, she made it look so easy. I thought, yeah, I know how to do that one. So, let's take the smaller of the 3, and we're going to put that in. We're going to put that in here, down here. So lining up that crease down the middle here, and we're going to glue. We're not going to glue that, we're going to staple it. Now, Tina said what you can do also is you can sew it on your sewing machine. So it's up to you what you want to do. So if you sew it, so what you've got is 2 pockets. So you've got a pocket in here. Once this is stapled here, and then you glue there and there on that piece, and you would glue this down as well. I think that's how she did it. Right, just hold on one moment. Sorry about that. Right, so as I was saying, you take your 3 pieces and you line up the centre here, this centre crease, and you're going to have 2 pockets, one here and one here. So what you want to do is turn that flap over like so, take your glue, and you're going to glue down here along the bottom and up the side, and then you're just going to flap that back over, make sure it's lined up, and then you can always neaten that edge up if you find that for some reason they're not all quite the same size. So I'm just going to take that and give that a wipe like that. Okay, so that's the first pocket there, and then we're going to make a pocket here, so you can have the pockets as deep as you want. So I think I'll go up a bit higher with that one, and I'm lining up that center crease here and here, and this is the way I'm doing it. I'm flipping it over, keeping that crease lined up, and then I'm just going to glue either side and along the bottom. I'm no good at doing straight lines with glue, I'm sorry. Like so, and then you can fold that over that way if it's easier, whichever's easiest for you. And then, so when you open this up, you've got 2 pockets. Now if you wanted to put thumb hole in there and there, that's fine, you could. So we've got a short pocket here, and we've got a long pocket here. Okay, and the size of the piece now is, well, mine's just under 7.5 inches tall, and width wise it will be just 4 1/16, I think it is. So it will fit on a journal page. The idea is it will fit on a journal page. So the next thing you do then is, if you haven't got a really long stapler like me, you gently fold that side into the middle, and then we're going to staple just to catch those pockets down here. So we are going to staple, and I hope this is on the line. Staple there, and just want to catch that one, and then we will staple it about there, like so. So that's your pocket. So obviously I haven't managed to staple mine on the line, so maybe stitching is better, I don't know. Look how awful my staples are. So we'll call this the prototype. So if you were to sew it, you would sew all the way down the middle, and then you would sew it, probably sew all the way down the middle, sew along the bottom and up the sides and around the top. I wouldn't sew obviously down there because of the pockets. Okay. And then if you want to, you can get your corner rounder, which I'll bring down, and you can round the corners. Now, if you're not sure that it's, you know, completely even down there, mine's slightly out, I'm going to just trim that down. There's something wrong with it, 'cause it's suddenly got itself all... Right, let's just give that a bone fold. I'm just going to join that up and give that a bone fold so that it's a bit flatter and joined. That's better. So actually I don't really need to take anything off. Now if you want to cover up the sides where you've stapled, that's fine. We can decorate one at the end. And if you want to put something down the centre, you can. So what you've got essentially is you've got your piece with 2 pockets in. So that's why you want something a little bit thicker, because this is going to have a bit of wear and tear, this pocket. So then you've got your journal pieces here to journal on. Okay, so you can have the pockets this side or this side, it doesn't matter, it's entirely your choice. So yeah, mine doesn't want to lay very well. Right, okay, so that's the first one done. So I quite like to have a thumb hole in mine, but I think it's a bit late to put one in now. I don't think I shall manage to get one in very easily, so I can't see. Let's see, let's just give it a go and see if we can just get a small one. Oh no, hold on. Right, well I've managed to break that somehow. It's stuck. I have to wait until my husband comes home and ask if he can fix it. I can see that was a, don't do what I did. Don't do it. So I'm just rounding the corners with this one. This is one that Tanya at Tatty Treasure kindly gave to me when I placed an order with her for some bits off of her Etsy shop, and she obviously didn't want that one anymore, and she sent it to me because at the time I was starting out. So I've rounded those corners, and you know that it does make it quite very nice actually. And you can then, what you would do is you would if you had a journal, say you had a journal page, let's take a piece of this that I happen to have out on my desk. So say that's your journal page. So what I would do is I would stick this side down on 3 sides and maybe have a side tuck there. It's entirely up to you, and that's what I would do. And then what you've got then is you've got your flip open pieces here for journaling on, and you've got your pockets here, so we could put something in the pocket. So let's see, This one is quite shallow, but there's that one. Now don't look at that, that's chomped up that thumb hole, so we'll put that in there. This can be my prototype. It's poorly made really, isn't it? Oh dear, I think it might be better off using something a bit thicker than this copy paper. Right, okay, so I'm just going to pop that one over there out of the way, and I'm going to go and use this 12 by 12. So I want that to be my outside piece and this to be my journaling section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut mine down. So you can use any size piece of paper. So I'm going to cut mine down to about the size of an A4. So we'll use this as an example. Might be easier and quicker. So, oops, sorry about that. Just moving my cable out of the way so you'll be joggled about. Oh dear me, I'm having a bad day today, aren't I? Right, so it's more or less the right height. We'll take that piece off anyway, that bottom piece. Right, okay. Oh my goodness me, it started out so well. So I'm just going to use my paper trimmer. Now, I was lucky enough to have some some Christmas money from my husband's parents. And it's lovely actually, because when you get to my age, it's not very often you get given, you know, money for your birthday or for Christmas. And I think I'll keep this strip because it's lovely buttons, so that would be nice embellishment to any page. Maybe even this one, we will see. And anyway, it was really nice because let's just take this edge off this one, and the reason I'm doing that is because we might be able to use this piece. We'll see. And I decided that I'd like a guillotine, because I love my small guillotine, but one that fits an A4 size, like a 12 by 12 in. So I ordered one over Christmas, and when it came, it's supposed to cut through at least, you know, 5 sheets of paper. Didn't cut even one sheet. It was absolutely awful. I didn't go for the cheapest, I didn't go for the most expensive, I went kind of middle of the road, and it was reduced down, so they obviously had a sale on. And I should have looked at the reviews, because that's what my husband always does. He always looks at the reviews, and I didn't. And instead of which, I just went ahead and got it, because I thought, what could go wrong? Well, what can go wrong is that it didn't chop anything up at all, and I've had to return it today. So I am going to wait for the money to be refunded, and then I'm going to have to look for another A4 size guillotine. So if anybody has got any recommendations, I really like the guillotine effect, any recommendations for a decent guillotine, please let me know. I would be very grateful. So, okay, now this is a bit thicker, so this should be a bit better to use. So what we're going to do is going to take it, and we shouldn't have any issues with this not fitting or edges meeting. I'm just going to give that a bone fold down. I may avoid the stapling part, I'm not sure. Okay, so I want to now make 3 pieces out of this. So let's do it the way we perhaps should and measure it. I don't know. I'm going to measure mine this time. So it's 12, obviously, inches. So divide it into 3 is 4. So let's cut those up. yes, I mean, I like the paper trimmer I've got, but you know, they're not brilliant. I find they go blunt very quickly. I mean, this is a Fiskars little guillotine. It's the best thing, one of the best piece of equipment I've ever had, really. Okay, so at this stage, you could probably put your thumb holes in. Okay, but now I haven't got a circle punch really to do that with. Just see if I've got one that's slightly bigger. I've got this one, which is a 1.5 inch. I would love to get at least a 2-inch one, but I was having a look and they're really quite expensive. So I think if we decide which, obviously now, which ones you want to use, then you can actually, so if we're going to stick down, say for instance these two here, then I think we know we're going to corner around those two. So let's just do that. Let's put them together and we will just do snip the very edge off here, kind of eyeball it like that, and then I'm just going to make my thumb holes, and I like that. Right, okay, right, let's see, what else do we need? I'm going to ink brown this one. Okay, so I will link Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah's video for this, and then you can see what a very good job she did of it compared to me. But you know, already I can think to myself there could be some variations of this. You could make them whatever size you want, really, as long as they fit on the page of your journal. So let's ink this centerpiece, and then at least that's easier for you to see on camera, I think. So let's do the same with that. I don't know if yeah, I have, so just give that a little bit of a, okay, so I have to remember which one's the pockets. So I'll just do that bit around there. Yes, so I just thought this was a really nice piece to go into your journal. That's something a little bit extra, you know, just to give that bit of extra detail, really. And you could do it in whatever you want. If you've got some thick book pages, then, you know, by all means use those. I did have a look in my music books, but there was nothing really. Some of the paper from the music books are quite thick that I've got, but there wasn't any that I really liked the look of. You know, some have got words on, and I wasn't too keen on the verses. So we're going to layer it up like this, and now you can see the center lines. You can see what I'm doing. So we want to make sure that that bottom pocket, I think, is a bit longer this time. And then, so that one will be there like that. So we can bring that one down. No, we want to take that one up a little bit just to have a bit of a longer pocket, I think. Right. Okay, I'm not going to staple mine this time. I'm leaving them. So what I might do is pop them on the machine afterwards. Or you can leave that part until you actually know where you're going to put them and what you're going to use them in, because if you want to, because you never know, you might want to put a particular colour thread in, or you know, you'll decorate them up, no doubt. So I'm going to glue these sides, and I'm obviously having my pockets here, so let's glue the first one down. So we're going to put a thin bead of glue over here. My hands are a bit trembly today, and that's down to my thyroid. I get days when it's like this. Just please bear with me. Okay, so get that white there, and just move that into the centre a bit better, like that. Okay, and then we want to position this one so that we know what size roughly pocket we want. I want them a bit deep, so I'm going to put mine there. So I'm going to keep that on the crease, and I'm going to glue down there along the bottom, and I'm kind of guiding it so that it meets at the right place when it flips over to meet this. And I'm just going to fold that over like that, give that press down, and a press down here like that. So that's better. So you know, you've got your centre, you've got your flips here, and you've got your pockets here. So your pockets are here and here, like this. Okay, so that's another one, and we're going to round the corners of this one. So let's use the 10, because then we can see what we're doing. Now if you want to, you can round the corners of all these. So let's do that. Let's round the corners of each of the flips. You know, you do whatever you want. So so I'm going to round the corners of the top of this as well, that one and that one, like so. And let's just give those like that, just on the corners where we've just rounded them. And there we have our, so that one looks much better. Now again, the way it's folded, because you're folding one piece inside the other, you may get a slight irregular edge. So as I said before, oh, just picking up this guillotine, I'm just going to shave off a tiny bit, so it's not going to impact on those corners at all. Like so. Okay, right, so there we have it. Okay, so we'll put that one to one side, and I like that one. I like that feel of paper, that one. It doesn't say on it what the weight of it is. Probably would on the pad itself. But Kaisercraft is an Australian paper pad, scrapbook paper pad provider. So let's leave that one there. Now the other thing that Tina suggested was that you can mix and match papers if you want. So again, let's get our paper trimmer out, and this time let's just see, put that one over there. Let's just see if we can trim this down. So let's see. You know, as I say, you don't need to worry too much about the size. It does not have to be exact. So I'm going to do mine. Actually, I have to remember where the cutter is on mine. So I'm going to do mine there, like so. Then I'm going to get the guillotine back over, and I'm going to take off that strip at the bottom that says 7 Gypsies. And again, it doesn't say on this one sheet what the weight of the paper is at all. So we might as well just take the bottom off this one. There's nothing on this bottom strip that is worth keeping. Okay, right. So let's do one more. So I'm going to have the pattern side outside, because I want the plainer side to be the journaling spot. Now, I think this is a bit narrower than this one, so this one is going to be just over 3 1/4 wide, and it will be obviously, well, it's just under 12 now because we've cut that strip off, so it's about 11. It's 2/8 under 12 inches. Okay, so we'll just randomly cut this one. Okay, so let's cut that there, and we'll have 2 slightly wider pieces. And I like these neutral colours, so I think they'll go with anything, you know. Okay, right, so I'm going to ink round these first. Shall we cut the corners again? If we do, we might as well do that before we ink round them. So let's get the corner rounder out, and I think we decided we're going to round all the corners of each piece. Okay, and then we will ink round them. This is slightly thinner paper than the last one. I think this will work okay. And we will ink down the centre like that. Let's do this one. So I hope everyone's had a good week so far. Today's Friday, it's my day off, hence why I'm back in the craft room. I've had a very busy week because I was off broke up from work on the 23rd of December, because Christmas Eve was a Friday, and that's my normal day off now. And I didn't go back to work until the 10th of January, which was Monday this week. So as you can imagine, I went back to quite a lot of work. And even though you put an out of office on your emails and say, you know, please do not leave any emails in this inbox because it won't be monitored. Please email our emergency surgery inbox, which obviously we monitor every day on a rota basis, my colleagues and I. Even though I said that, it came back to, I suppose it wasn't too bad for the length of time I was off, but I came back to 110 emails, which all have to be, you know, gone through. So that's what you have to do before you can even start any work. And while you're doing that, of course, you're getting more emails coming in. It's like a never-ending journey, really. So let's fold those back down. I decide which bit we want at the top and which bits we want at the bottom. So I think we had that in the middle. I think we had that at the top because I like that inside, like so. And then maybe that in the, no, this one maybe in the middle because I like that. Perhaps this one here, like so. So we're just going to do this one. So again, decide how deep you want your pocket. So I think I might go up to that line on there. So again, I'm going to do a thumb hole on mine. So I do like a thumb hole with my bigger thumb hole chopper, punch, I suppose is the right word. That comes out anyway. And just sink that and that one. Okay, right, so I'm going to decide where I want this, what depth I want my pocket. So I think that's maybe there. Quite like that one. See what that looks like. But that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and glue. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and glue that. So do we want the pockets this side? No, we'll stick with having them this side for now. And I'll do one more after this where we'll do the pockets on the other side, on the left hand side. So that's easy to measure that because that's lined. So let's make sure that's okay. That's it. Keep that down and then it hopefully doesn't block itself up, that glue. Okay, and then we're going to have a, let's see, we have one. Oh, that's nice. So I'm going to go to that line there, and again keeping that down. Now obviously if you want to staple yours, go ahead and do that. I've made a decision after that awful first attempt not to do it. Maybe there's something to be said for making a prototype before you actually do a video, I don't know. It's just the time constraints for me because of work and everything. I have to try and make the most of the days I've got now. So between now and Sunday night, you know, bedtime, I'm gonna be crafting and fitting everything else in. So there we have the next piece. Now I really like that. I like the colour, and I feel that would fit in with most things. And we have our pocket here and our pocket here. Okay, so we'll let that dry, put that over there. So we have two nice ones, one awful horrid one. We have these pieces left over. Now obviously you have to think about your pieces being directional, whether they are or not, but you know, we might be able to get at least one more piece out of here. Maybe we could get two if we, let's see, let's just fold it down there, and then I'm going to take that to the fold like that, and then I'm going to cut it here with the guillotine. I'm going to make a smaller one because I'm going to use up this scrap. Okay, so those are the same size now, so that's 2 pieces we've got. Okay, and then we've got this. So unfortunately it's not wide enough, so what I could do is I could have it this way round, because I don't mind that being non-directional. Well, you know, obviously it's usually up that way. The back's fine, it's non-directional. The front, the other side isn't. But if we use this bit, there's no reason why those numbers can't be going down, you know, like that, or even that bit. So let's just, it doesn't matter that this is a taller piece either, so that's perfect on that line there. So I'm just going to cut that one on that line there, like so. And we'll make a kind of a mix and match one, because I think the colours go nicely together. Okay, so I'm just, instead of having one long piece to fold, I'm just folding these separately, because obviously they're scraps like that. That one we've already folded. Okay, so again, decide how you want them. So you can have one like that, and maybe one like that, which would be quite nice. This paper here is not quite as thick as this. What about this? Now this is quite thick, so you could have a piece of this. Let's see, which bit do we want? So I'm just going to mark where I want to cut it here, and I'm going to try it with a piece of plain paper. And Tina at Shabby Dabby Doo even used a piece of vellum. So that's the width we wanted, and we want now the height, so I want it there. They're very versatile, because then you can, you know, decorate them up. So let's see, rather than have 2 pieces of this, we will have a combination of 3 different pieces of paper. So how do we want them? Do we want that one there and that one there? Now this one is much taller, so I think I will cut this one down a bit. Don't want it too much taller than the others, really. So that should be okay. Okay, that's quite nice, really, if we had them like that. So let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's quite nice, actually. Do you want the heavier colour down the bottom? So we'd have it, that's better. I like that actually better, I think. And I will trim down the side. So let's get those glued. We said we're doing the pockets on this side, didn't we? Okay, so we want our pocket thumb holes to be this side. Again, I'm just eyeballing like so. And we will ink around these. So you can see they're very versatile. You can make them out of, as long as the paper is thick enough to withstand the pocket side of things going in and out. And actually, you know, if you wanted to at this stage, before you put your thumb hole in, you could have reinforced that pocket, the top of it. You know, that's one option you can do. Just have to make sure you don't forget, you know, if that's what you intend to do, and wait until you've stuck it on, because by then I think it would be a bit tricky to pop something in to reinforce it, really. Okay, so that's those two, and then and are we rounding the corners? Because if so, I should have done that before inking round, but that's not a huge problem. It's not the end of the world. So, I always find there's so many sides to ink. I'm only giving it a light inking. So obviously I don't know where they're going. So, okay, let's round the corners. So these will just go into my stash, and they can go into your stash until you're putting together a journal or something, and then you can obviously make a decision about, you know, how they want to be decorated. I've got a few paper pads, I'm lucky to say, you know, I'm lucky to have them. But I find that most of them are single-sided. So from now on, I'm decided I'm looking for double-sided, you know. So this is, obviously the pockets are now on the left-hand side. So, okay, so kind of maybe want that one up there a bit. And I can see already that this is now going to be a bit wider. So let's make sure we line up those two there, and then let's get this one glued down. Oh, holding the wrong piece, aren't I? The wrong side, really. It says it's left-sided and I'm right-handed, so sorry, I'm going to have to try and glue this kind of at an angle, really, or kind of on the side. That's better for me because I am right-handed. Otherwise it's a bit awkward. Okay, gosh, so I want it round about there, and I've just put glue, so my hands are not good today. Just wipe that off there. Okay, hope that, no, that's it. See, I was going to fold it the wrong way because it's left-handed. I've completely lost the plot. I don't know why I'm pressing that down, because it's left-handed. Right, no, left. Okay, so I'm going to put this one up a bit higher, like so. And again, I'm going to have to turn it there so that I can do my best to keep my hand still this time. I have an underactive thyroid. I've had it for years. And when I first was diagnosed with a thyroid issue, it was overactive. And then I had to have some treatment that made it then permanently underactive, which is why I have to have medication to keep it on the straight and narrow, but doesn't necessarily do that. There are days, and I don't know why, nobody really seems to know, It's to do with what you're doing, what you've been doing, you know, or I don't know really, I'm not medically trained. I've just got to trim down that edge. Yeah, I don't really know why it plays up sometimes, really. And some days, and if it goes for a long time without, and then suddenly, you know, it's like it is today. And it can be embarrassing because you could be carrying something. Like I've carried, you know, drinks before, hot drinks, and my hands will suddenly just jerk with no warning. And when that happens, you know, your hot drink can go flying. So I'm just going to tidy up that side because it's annoying me. Okay, that's better. Right. We'll just go down there. So now we've got one that's left-handed. So what you would do with that one is you would want it to open like that. So on your journal page here, you might want to sort of think about putting it on a journal page. Well, I don't suppose it matters really which side on it goes. So I would say I would glue it that side, and that side, and have a side tuck here so you can get in and out of it. Or if you wanted a top tuck, then you could make another thumb hole here and have a top pocket. So shall we do that? See if I can put a thumb hole in here to match those down below. That's why I like to do them together at the start, really, because then they're all similar. But that's not bad. It's not a bad guesstimate. So this one I would glue down on the page there, and there, and I'd have it as a top tuck at the back. Okay, so that's how that one will go. So you can make a closure for these. So you can either get a piece of, I don't know, cord or string or something and tie it round your piece, or you can make a band to go round it. Tina made a band out of a long strip. So let's see, for instance, if we, I don't know, you can make a widthwise one. That's not really wide enough. Or you could make a lengthways one. We've got a piece of scrap that we could use. We've only got this, so we'd have to fold this over, I think, give it a bit of stability. Say we folded that like that, we did that twice, so I will just cut this up because this is just an example of making a band. And then we would glue that. I always think the other side looks nicer for some reason. So let's use that side. I like that side better. Oh, actually, do we not? That now, no. I'll stick with how I had it. Right, sorry. I'm dithering about again. So just going to glue down one side that and glue those together to make a kind of a stronger piece. Like so. Okay. Right. Now, If you've got a small piece like this, this is probably going to be wide enough to go around the middle, and then you could have a closure, so you know you'd want it. Let's see, have a closure. So you could have a closure, or you could do a nice little decorated paper clip, clips those together, so when it's on the page, so it would be this way around, wouldn't it? When it's on the page, you just open that up, and there you are, like so. Tina had a magnet closure, so you would, you know, I don't know, have it just one bit folding over, not quite as wide as this, and you would then put your magnet here, say, on both, and then you can just open it that way. Or you could have it round the top, so you'd want a longer piece, so as long as they met here, you could then have your closure here. So that's one idea of doing it. So let's make a closure for the middle, and what we'll do is we will just trim this down a little bit, so that they just meet in the middle, like so. Hold on. Like that. Okay, and then you'd want to put something under that flap there as a closure, or you could, and you would glue that on the back there, so it's just literally on the page. So when you're gluing this down, you're gluing that to the back of this piece. Okay, does that make sense? So the piece is already glued down to your journal page, that's glued to the back of the piece, and then you're just opening that and closing it again. Okay, like so. The other thing you could do is, so for instance, I've got some lace here. You could take your lace, glue a piece around the back here, like so, and then have a little tie here with it, and tie a little bow in it like that. So we could do that with this one, I guess. We'll just give ourselves a bit of extra, like so. So that would be the lace, and I don't think there's any right or wrong side of this particular piece of lace. So say we had it like that, make sure it's, yeah, that would be fine. So what we would do is glue that on the back. So just thinking, let's get a scrap bit of paper to glue on. A bit of it page will be fine, and find my Beacon 3-in-1, and I'm going to move that onto there, turn that over, so it's a rough guide, have it kind of halfway down. So I'm just going to glue along there. Don't forget, this piece is going to be, this side of this piece is going to be glued to your journal page, which I would prefer it up that way. So like that. Okay, and then it will be on your journal page. Tie it up in a bow, and it's not bulky, this lace, so you know it's not going to take up too much room. And even that could be a freestanding thing, and you could just pop that in a pocket or a side tuck in your journal, on your journal page. But if it was down on the page, then so you'd stick it down, so yeah, you'd stick it down. So we decided we're having a top pocket, so we're sticking it this side, and this side onto your page, and then you open your journal and you'd open up this like this. That would open out, and then you've got your pieces to write on like this here, like that. So that's quite nice, isn't it? And then you can, you know, decorate it however you want to. So you put on it whatever you want. So you could put a label on. We could put, let's see, so we've got these buttons that came with this piece of paper, so we could, you know, put a line of buttons there if we wanted to, or we could pop a line of buttons in the inside, have a little piece of like that if we wanted to, or have it, I think it would be nice there actually, maybe just have a piece of that. Just quickly ink that up, and maybe have a piece of that there. So we'll pop that down. So is it going to go there, or will it go down the bottom, do you think? Let's put it down the bottom like so. And we could have a label. So just an example of what you can put on it. So let's find a nice label here, and that's a nice colour, that kind of matches that down there. Let's have a label here. Oh, I've gone and stuck that on the wrong side, haven't I? Such a stupid person. I'm leaving it, leave it. That's the side going on the, oh, I'm getting carried away. So yeah, let's have this label. We'll have it in the middle there, I think. I'm going to round the corners with my scissors. Just going to do that because I can see it's got corners. Now see how silly I am at times, and just don't think so the times I've said, you know, I think sometimes my videos are what not to do. So just looking to see if we've got anything else we want to put on here with it. Any scrap. So we've got a bit of this. We could sort of layer that up with a bit of this here, like just have it at the top like that. So let's do that. Let's pop that down. Like so. That there, and then so I'm having it half on and half off, just for change, like that, because I like the colour of that label. I think it kind of, it's not identical to that, but it does mirror it a little bit. And we've still got some buttons, so we could, you know, if we wanted to put a couple of buttons on the bottom, like so. Just something different. See if we've got a little plain label we can pop underneath. I don't think I have anything really small in here that's plain. What's this? Oh, we have a little plate number down here. We could put that on if we wanted to, I guess. Put those buttons on somehow like that, collage that up. Yeah, let's put that on. Probably saying, oh, why is she doing that? It's got to ruin it, it's got to ruin it. Oh. So open that and we'll pop that down here, like so. And this one sort of somewhere on it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll have it there perhaps. And we've got numbers, so let's find a little letter or something. One says to whom. We've got, those are numbers, so that let's have a look, see if we've got a small butterfly or something we can put on. Let's quickly find them. These are just Tim Holt's little snippets. So, we've got a little mushroom we can pop on there like so. That's quite nice, isn't it? I quite like that actually. So let's put the mushroom on and give a hint of perhaps it being, you know, being kind of, maybe it could go into some sort of botanical style journal, you know. So let's open it out and we pop that there. Okay, right, just cut the glue. I can see it's starting to come out. So we have our pieces that we've made here. So we have our prototype one. It was a complete and utter, well, I can do something with that. I will do something with it. Maybe we'll use it somehow, sometime, who knows. So that's the first one. And then we've got this one here with our pockets, and this one here with our pockets and our journaling pages. So there they are. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again soon. So take care everyone. Bye bye.